Let's take an example and understand this better. Let's take a polynomial x square minus 6x plus 1. And the sum of the zeros here would be, let's see, sum of the zeros would be alpha plus beta. And what is the equation for this? Coefficient of, that's right, coefficient of x by minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. Isn't that right? So that will give you minus b by a. So what is your minus b and a here? It's minus 6 and 1. So alpha plus beta is equal to minus of minus 6 by 1. Minus into minus is plus. Minuses get cancelled out and you have alpha plus beta is equal to 6. That is your sum of the zeros. Now what is the product of your zeros here? Product of the zeros is nothing but constant term by the coefficient of x square. Isn't that right? So that will give you c by a. Now what is your c and what is your a? C is nothing but 1 and a is also 1. So what is the product of the zeros? Product of the zeros is nothing but 1. So for any quadratic polynomial, if alpha and beta are the zeros, then the quadratic polynomial's general form can be, you can write it as this. You will get x square minus of alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta. That will be a general form of the quadratic polynomial if it has the zeros as alpha and beta. We looked at linear polynomials and quadratic polynomials. Now let's look at cubic polynomials. So if there is a cubic polynomial that exists in this form, let's see. If a cubic polynomial exists in the form ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d is equal to k, which is your constant, into x minus alpha, x minus beta into x minus gamma. If it exists in this form where k is any real constant and alpha, beta and gamma are your zeros of the cubic polynomial ax cube, bx square plus cx plus d and a is not equal to 0, then the following conditions will hold true. The sum of the zeros for this equation would be alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to, like we already said, minus b by a, which is the general one as before. Then now comes the twist. Let's multiply the roots with each other and then add the sum. So let's see, let's multiply alpha into beta plus alpha into gamma plus beta into gamma. That would give us c by a. And then now let's multiply this. So the product of the roots would be alpha into beta into gamma and that would be minus d by a. And d here is your constant term and a is nothing but the coefficient of x cube. Then on top over here in the second equation, c is nothing but coefficient of x and a is nothing but coefficient of x cube. Then the first equation minus b by a, it is minus of coefficient of x square by coefficient of x cube.